Hello vegan adventurers, welcome to our first day in Zlatibor mountains in Serbia. Today we're gonna explore Stopica cave and Gostinje waterfall. So let's get started. What we noticed straight away when we were driving through Zlatibor mountains is the insane deforestation here. It looked kind of like Andes in Ecuador. Most of this deforestation is due to raising livestock, so for grazing cows, sheep, goats. Here we can see some cows grazing on the field, so you might be wondering why is there only few cows for such a big field. And that's because one cow requires anywhere from 2 to 5 acres of land, which is about 8,000 to 20,000 square meters. It's a quite big area. Depending on the rainfall, it can be even more. So cows pretty much graze all day long. That's why they eat so much grass. That's why the farmers prefer to regulate the feeding by cutting the grass themselves and keeping the cows locked inside. So the beef really is the major threat to environment, especially the deforestation, but also the greenhouse gases like methane and nitrous dioxide. So this grass-fed free-range beef must be a big business here in this area. Actually worse for the environment because you need way more land than grain-fed beef. Also take more time to raise. So after about half an hour we got to this parking area. You had to pay 70 cents, but you get a toilet here. And then you have to walk down with the stairs. Stopica cave is a natural tourist attraction located on the northeast side of Zlatibor mountain. With a length of 1,961 meters, this is one of the 20 largest caves in Serbia and has been declared a monument of nature of the first category. It is a river cave and the underground river Trnavski potok flows through it. The entrance to Stopica cave is located on the right bank of the small river Pištavica on a 50-meter high limestone cliff. The entrance to the cave lies at the altitude of 771 meters. Stopica cave covers an area of 7,911 square meters and has a capacity of over 120,000 cubic meters. Only 280 meters of the cave is available for tourist visits. The cave has an impressive entrance hall, 35 meters wide and 18 meters high. The climate in the Stopica cave is influenced by outside conditions. In winter it is cold and in the summer it's warm, while the waters of the Trnavski stream also affect the cave's microclimate. 1600 meters of the cave system have been explored, including a part of the underwater system of channels. Large sinter pools formed from the layers of limestone are the unique feature of the Stopica cave. A large number of pools of different sizes creates a wall with water overflowing the pools. Some pools are up to 12 meters long and up to 7 meters deep. From the Great Hall with the pools, the path leads to the 10-meter high underground waterfall called the Well of Life. It is the main attraction of this cave. Recent research have discovered that the amount of water passing through the Stopica cave is 3 times less than the amount of water that enters the cave, thus it is certain that there is still some undiscovered channels. The limestone layer in the cave dates from the Triassic period and is more than 100 meters thick. Several hundred meters of the cave starting at the entrance are open for tourist visits, including the Light Hall, the Dark Hall and the Great Hall with pools. And here you can see, as soon as a little bit of sunlight gets into the cave, there are plants growing. The first written documents about the Stopica cave date from 1901 and the records of Serbian Geological Society, while the first speleological researches were conducted by the Serbian scientist Jovan Cvicic in 1909 and 1913. Czech speleologists conducted the first diving explorations in 1984 and discovered underground passages and 5 holes that are 2 kilometers long. And after seeing the Stopica cave, we're gonna travel to another attraction, Gostinje Waterfall, which is located near the village Gostinje. It should take around half an hour of driving. We also noticed that this area has more forest than the area around Zlatibor mountain. Okay, and here we arrived to the parking lot and we had to pay 3 euros per person for entrance, which is quite a lot comparable to what we experience in South America. So paying for nature is just ridiculous, but here in Serbia it doesn't happen so often. The previous waterfalls in Serbia we visited were for free, so somebody just made a business here. And now we just have to walk around 500 meters down to the waterfall, but before that we're just gonna have a lunch here.
I've touched your soul, and then I knew you'd run away. I will be the one, I will be the one. I will be the one, I will be the one. I will be the one for you. Touch your soul, and then I knew you'd run away with me. I'm in your thoughts, and all you want is to lay down with me. I will be the one, I will be the one, I will be the one. I will be the one, I will be the one, I will be the one for you.
Gostinje Waterfall is one of the highest in Serbia with a height of 20 meters, and it got its name from the word gost, which means guest. After we saw the waterfall from the left side, we wanted to go from the right side, but there was a little hole that Tanya didn't see and she stepped in there and hurt her ankle. So she has to now sit down and rest a little bit, and hopefully she'll recover soon. After we saw the waterfall, Sanya decided to stay there because her ankle was still hurting, but I went down with the pot and there were many more smaller waterfalls to see. And after I got all the way down with the path, which was maybe 100 meters, I got to this river, which you can cross through this bridge. And after that, the path continues through the forest and then goes up the hill where you can continue hiking for a longer time. After seeing all the waterfalls, I got back to Sanya and her foot was still hurting, so hopefully it's nothing serious. Before we went home, I quickly went to check this little path that led me to the top of the waterfall, but there was not really any good view here. Okay, so here I'm driving the car because Sanya's foot is hurting and we're coming back home another way through the mountains, so we have a better views than before. And here we got to top of some hill with the road and there were these paragliders, so we recorded them a little bit. It was amazing to see how people can manage to fly like this. So it's probably some company that's doing this flight. So with the tourists, you can see they're having a selfie stick and they're not flying far away, only around here. So like any sport that doesn't pollute environment and doesn't kill animals, like for example hunting or fishing, are totally destroying the environment and the animals. So if everyone was doing sports like this, you'll be living in a much better world. And of course, if everyone went vegan, will be even better. There will be not such a deforestation. As I said, most of it is for the grass-fed beef. And here we are already heading down back to Zlatibor town. The clouds completely cover the sky. But then the sun came up beneath the clouds and we got this nice view of these amazing colors. And on the way down we got more amazing views of the Zlatibor mountains, but again on this side we noticed there is more deforestation than on the other side. Alright adventurers, I hope you enjoyed watching our first day in Zlatibor mountains, exploring two big attractions, the Stopica cave and Gostinje waterfall. Next we're gonna see the highest peak of Zlatibor, Tornik, but we'll probably have to get up there with the car because of Sanya's foot. Stay tuned for that video. So thanks for watching, and as always, stay healthy
and stay adventurous!